We have some news right now. Donald Trump has ordered a total and complete blockade of all sanctioned oil tankers coming out of Venezuela.
Blockade? Not going to let anybody going through that should be going through. You remember they took all of our energy rights. They took all of our oil from not that long ago, and we want it back. But they took it. They illegally took it. Land, oil rights, whatever we had, they took it away because we had a president that maybe wasn't watching. But they're not going to do that. We want it back. They took our oil rights. We had a lot of oil there. As you know, they threw our companies out, and we want it back.
Hi guys, my name is Glory, and welcome back to the channel. I just came across something shocking about Venezuela's oil, and what Donald Trump is doing right now will blow your mind. You need to hear the full story because it's bigger than politics. It affects millions of people. So let's go to the video and I'll be right back.
We have some news right now. Donald Trump has ordered a total and complete blockade of all sanctioned oil tankers coming out of Venezuela, saying that he is demanding a return to the United States of all oil, land, and other assets that Venezuela previously stole from us. In a Truth Social post, he says that Venezuela is completely surrounded by the largest armada ever assembled in the history of South America. It will only get bigger, and the shock to them will be like nothing they have ever seen before. Until such time as they return to the United States of America, all of the oil, land, and other assets that they previously stole from us. And he goes on to say that a total and complete blockade of all oil sanctions, oil tankers going into and out of Venezuela. This war, this possible war, is all about oil. And now it seems like a potential land grab for the United States as well. What land in Venezuela does the United States want? That's a real question. Spread the word. Follow along, stay updated on all the news you need to know about. More to come soon.
We've got massive breaking news. Donald Trump appears to have just declared war on Venezuela, and his actions appear to be illegal. Moments ago, he ordered a total and complete blockade of all sanctioned oil tankers going into and out of Venezuela. The problem, though, this is an act of war according to international law, and declaring a blockade without Congress's approval would be an illegal initiation of hostilities.
Trump just ordered a total blockade of Venezuela. He's starving an entire country and calling it fucking freedom. No oil in, no oil out. Venezuela's entire economy runs on oil exports, and Trump just cut off their only source of income. You know what happens now, right? Hospitals can't afford medicine, the government can't import food, regular people are the ones who suffer, while Maduro and his government, they're gonna stay fed, and they're gonna be pretty safe. Republicans and the fucking orange turd love to say sanctions target the regime. But when you choke out country's economy, you're killing the civilians through poverty. That's exactly what this does. And this is the bullshit part. Under international law, a blockade is an act of war. Trump just declared a war on 28 million people without calling it that. He's using starvation as a weapon, and Fox News is fucking framing it like he's protecting America. Bro, you're murdering people. I can't believe fucking MAGA's okay with this.
The White House claims to own Venezuelan oil and land. Stephen Miller, one of Trump's top aides, even claimed the US created Venezuela's oil industry. So is any of this true? Well, it could be that a 20-year-old corporate dispute is being used to fuel an international political flashpoint. You see, the late Venezuelan President Hugo Chavez was dedicated to nationalization. He seized hundreds of businesses and private projects he said were exploiting the country and its people. That included oil projects run by US giants ConocoPhillips and ExxonMobil.
Venezuela es libre! Nuestro petróleo es nuestro!
So the US companies claim Venezuela owes them billions of dollars in compensation for kicking them out of the country with the largest proven oil reserves in the world. Let's get to what's going on now. Last week, the US seized this tanker off Venezuela's coast, which was carrying 2 million barrels of Venezuelan crude. Venezuela's Maduro government called this international piracy, but the White House isn't deterred. About 40% of the tankers that transport Venezuelan oil are subject to US sanctions, including this one. So Trump has announced the US will blockade and seize any sanctioned ships that try to export oil from Venezuela. The US says it will also keep Venezuela's oil, whether any of this is legal or not, to pay itself back for whatever supposed economic injustice it says it suffered. Just so you know, the US Department of Treasury says it's legal for American companies to seize Venezuelan assets. And if you think you've seen this playbook before, you're not alone. One senior Republican congressman, Thomas Massey, said the Trump administration's hostility towards Venezuela risked repeating failed attempts at regime change and the humanitarian catastrophes that followed.
How did that work out? In Cuba, Libya, Iraq, or Syria? If it were about drugs, we'd bomb Mexico. This is about oil and regime change.
Here's another curious detail. Just last month, as Trump turned the screws on his Venezuelan pressure project, which includes the largest US naval buildup in the Caribbean since the Cold War, a multi-million-dollar bounty for Maduro's arrest, and dozens of boats blown out of the water, US oil giant Chevron increased its oil exports from Venezuela to 150,000 barrels a day.
Venezuela took over the assets of Western oil firms like Exxon, Shell, and Chevron. Venezuela combined them to create a state oil firm, and this was not sudden. This was a negotiated nationalization. But the second round was more contentious, and this one happened in 2007. Many Western firms demanded billions in compensation, and that is the root of Trump's complaint. He feels that U.S. companies were kicked out unfairly, so now he wants payback. He wants Venezuela's oil wells and wealth. There's one problem, though. That is not how the world works. International law is very clear about natural resources. If it falls inside your borders, it belongs to you. That is the law. Maybe foreign firms invested in it, maybe foreign workers extracted it. None of it matters. The resource belongs to you. Can you claim compensation? Yes, you can. But that's not what Donald Trump is doing. Venezuela took over.
Things with Venezuela are about to get worse because Donald Trump on Truth Social just announced that he's looking to do a blockade of all sanctioned oil tankers entering or leaving Venezuela. That came on Truth Social around 7 p.m. Eastern Time, and there's a lot to break down here. He starts off by saying that Venezuela is completely surrounded by the largest armada ever assembled in the history of South America. It will only get bigger, and the shock to them will be like nothing they've ever seen before. Until such time as they return to the United States of America all the oil, land, and other assets that they previously stole from us. As a reminder, Venezuela has not stolen anything from the United States. He says the illegitimate Maduro regime is using oil from these stolen oil fields to finance themselves, drug terrorism, human trafficking, murder, and kidnapping. For the theft of our assets and many other reasons, including terrorism, drug smuggling, and human trafficking, the Venezuelan regime has been designated a foreign terrorist organization. Then saying, therefore today, I'm ordering a total and complete blockade of all sanctioned oil tankers going in and out of Venezuela. Later adding that any Venezuelan migrants sent to the U.S. under the Biden administration are now being rapidly returned back. My friends, this is a threat of economic isolation and potential military enforcement. That's what we're seeing at this very moment in this. Now, is this what Donald Trump is going to be talking to us about tomorrow during his primetime speech? It's very possible. This is a lot. But the key question we have to ask ourselves, is this either a political rhetoric or the opening move of an actual real confrontation involving our military? Let me know what you think about this in the comments section below. I'll be sure to keep you updated, so please do share my videos and follow me for more.
Oh, so we're just invading countries for their oil now? Out loud? Cool.
Land, oil rights, whatever we had, they took it away because we had a president that maybe wasn't watching. But they're not going to do that. We want it back. They took our oil rights. We had a lot of oil there. As you know, they threw our companies out, and we want it back.
So Trump just said that Venezuela took our oil rights, that we had a lot of oil there, and they threw our companies out, and we want it back. Except there's a couple problems with that. One, it's their oil. It's literally called Venezuela, not Venezuela. 2, they didn't throw out our companies. Venezuela nationalized their own resources, which every sovereign nation has the right to do. And 3, we want it back. My brother in Christ, it was never ours. Also, remember when they literally told us that they're bombing all these boats because of drugs? Turns out it was just about oil the entire time. Remember when they said Iraq wasn't about oil either? Yeah, he just told on the entire operation, and real convenient timing. Those Epstein files drop on Friday, so let's talk about invading Venezuela instead.
Here is what really happened. Donald Trump has ordered a total blockage of Venezuelan oil tankers under the U.S. sanction. He has publicly claimed that Venezuela took our oil and assets and said those resources should be returned to the U.S. This isn't just talk. Ships carrying Venezuelan oil are being blocked and tensions are escalating internationally. Venezuela's government has condemned the action, calling it a threat and saying it could lead to serious conflict. Let's break this down. This isn't just about politics or corporate disputes. The people in Venezuela are the ones paying the price. Oil production is disrupted. Jobs tied to the oil industry are at risk. Government revenue falls, which means less money for hospitals, schools, and basic services. At the same time, international legal experts reminds us that Venezuela legally owns the resources within its borders. Foreign companies and even the US don't automatically have a claim, so while Trump is pushing hard for control, the real consequences hit ordinary people first, not corporations or politicians. Okay guys, that's all from me today. Do well to like, share, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.